the time of the pharaohs, the city of Karnak was a shining example of civilization that all other nations could only hope to emulate. Today, Karnak lives on, surrounded by the spirits of the past. However, something has gone terribly wrong. Unknown forces have seized the city, and great turmoil is spreading into neighboring lands. World leaders from all parts of the globe have sent forces into the Karnak Valley, but none have returned. The great power of this new empire is quickly crushing the best forces the human world has to offer. The only known information about this crisis came from a Karnak villager found wandering through the desert miles from his home, dazed, dehydrated, and close to death. In his final moments among the living, the villager told horrifying stories of fierce alien creatures that invaded the city, devoured the women and children, and made slaves of the men. Many of the unfortunate victims were skinned alive or brutally dismembered. Others were subjected to unbearable tortures, injected with strange substances, and then mummified while still alive. According to the villager, even the mummified body of the great King Ramses was unearthed and taken away. You have been chosen from a group of the best operatives in the world to infiltrate Karnak and destroy the threatening forces. But as your helicopter nears the Karnak Valley, it is shot down. You barely escape with your life. With no possible contact to the outside world, you begin your adventure, ready to accomplish your mission, praying to return alive.
The best first-person shooter game you've never played. With zero hyperbole, Powerslave Exhumed is a phenomenal game that puts most other remasters to shame. But that's Night Dive Studios for you, a studio who treats each remaster with so much love and care, for the most part. They've given us remasters of forgotten classics like Turok 1, 2 and 3, the first two Quake games, Blade Runner, Doom 64, The Thing, System Shock 1 and 2, Killing Time, Forsaken, Shadow Man and many more. Yet they've hit a high with Powerslave Exhumed that, if there's any justice, should see the game reach a whole new audience. Coming from Lobotomy Software, known as Powerslave in North America and Exhumed in Europe, the game was released in 1996/1997, depending upon your territory. It would end up on PC, the Sony PlayStation and the Sega Saturn. Each release was different in certain ways, but it is the PlayStation and Saturn releases that are particularly important here. Two versions that had their pros and cons, and in an inspired move, Night Dive Studios has taken both games and smashed them together to give us one complete game that uses the best of both. It is very ambitious, but goodness, do they nail it. It is a blast to play, offering fun gameplay with intricate layers of exploration and fresh ways to approach levels and combat. Alongside that is a story that is so silly. It could be a Serious Sam story. It has very creative level designs, gorgeous retro graphics, unique weapons, varied enemies, tons of challenges to get the most out of the game, and so much more. Set in the late 20th century, players take on the role of a nameless soldier whose helicopter is shot down while en route to the ancient Egyptian city of Karnak, which is under attack from alien forces known as the Kilmat. What do they want? They're going to resurrect King Ramses and use his power to take over the world. They have his mummified body and it's up to the player to get it back, all under the tutelage of King Ramses' spirit. See? Silly but fun, and both endings, good and bad, add the cherry on top in their own unique way. Gameplay is made up of first-person shooting, of course, but what makes Powerslave Exhumed special is that it has Metroidvania elements too. As new weapons and ancient artifacts are found, new abilities are unlocked, which allows players to go back to previous levels and reach new areas. It's a simplified version of this kind of gameplay, but it makes it so much more than just another Doom clone, especially as it's not quite as action-packed as that and other iconic FPS games. Don't be fooled into thinking combat isn't fun though, or wow, because it is. The variety in enemies and their attacks, coupled with the fluidity of the controls and environments, makes for some thrilling battles, especially when it comes to bosses, even if the final one is a bit too easy. Up the difficulty to hard or Pharaoh, and suddenly it's a whole new game as far as combat goes. It is one of many parts that Night Dive Studios has improved upon, and every aspect of the game has been treated with such respect. The level of detail in this game, all the subtle improvements to custom options, features that seem pointless at first but add so much. Hell, even the achievement and trophy list is inspired. This is the new bar setter for remasters. You may never have played Powerslave or Exhumed back in the day, but there's no excuse to now play Powerslave Exhumed. It is one of the best FPS games ever made, and this remaster showcases that and so much more in all its vibrant glory. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.